Hello everyone, my name is Manuel Dustin. Welcome to the Rise of Iron pre-update for the Xbox One. Now this was a 12 gigabyte update that was basically a pre-loading of a lot of the Rise of Iron um, updates that they're going to be putting into the game. You can actually go and watch their podcast to get a better description than what I'm going to give you. I'm just going to give you a quick little layover. A lot of weapons changed. A lot of weapons changed. A lot of people are upset with a lot of the weapon changes that happened. A lot of snipers changed. So, like the Y09 synthesis, the LDR 5001, and the Thousand Yard Stare all have had nerfs. Basically, but a lot of them, it's not specific weapons that have been nerfed, it's classes of weapons that have been nerfed. Like with Doctrine of Passing, that whole class of weapon, the extremely high rate of fire, large clip, auto rifles, their magazines have been reduced. Things like that have been changed. Now, a lot of other changes have taken place. First off, if you cannot tell, soundtrack. The soundtrack has been updated. The login screen has changed as well. As you can see, it no longer says Taken King. There's no longer orcs there, blah, 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 blah. Character selection screen hasn't changed at all. There's nothing new there to see. Still takes a while. This update actually came out yesterday. I do believe it was yesterday. The servers were down till 6 p.m. Pacific time, and then there was a notification saying out that it got like pushed back 2 hours or something like that, and then whatever. Anyway, you were able to download this update last night. So that's when it came out. It came out yesterday evening, last night. Why is this taking so long? Why is this taking so long? Of course, this game always takes forever when I'm trying to actually record it. Okay. We're just going to jump on my Titan. It's my main. It's what I've done. But I'm going to look at my phone real quick because we've had a lot of changes with this update. Destiny update 9.16. The one preparing for Rise of Iron. Auto rifles have changed. Reduced maximum magazine size for highest rate of auto rifle family being Doctrine of Passing, such as that. Middle rate of auto rifles have been increased damage, not really much. Pulse rifles, very minor tweaking. Hand cannons, very minor tweaking. A lot of it's just stat displaying wrong, so they fix those. Shotguns have been changed a bit. Not terribly, but a bit, and enough that people were a little upset about it. The big deal was the sniper rifles. Reduced damage on middle, high impact, 1,000-yard stare family of sniper rifles by 6.95%. So that's almost a 7% drop on the damage. No longer can reliably kill high armor guardians and super, but no land beyond is not affected by this. Target acquisition has been reduced for the LDR 5000 and the Y09 longbow synthesis, as I said, just to bring it in line with other snipers in the middle to high rate of fire family, because that's honestly what they are, and they shouldn't be able to be used almost as high damage scout rifles. Kind of defeats the purpose of a sniper rifle. It takes it more towards the Modern Warfare Black Ops type of sniper rifle, which is just point and shoot and kill. And, you know, like shoot somebody in the foot. I remember old Modern Warfare, shoot somebody in the foot with a sniper rifle to dead. It's like, but no, that's bullcrap. That is bullcrap. And everybody knows it. Bungie's not wanting to go that route. Listen to their podcast. They don't want to go there, so they're not. Also increased the starting strength for aim deflection, also known as flinch, in the game. While scoped, it used to start at 30%. Now it's starting at 50% and going up to 100 instead of starting at 30%. So the first shot that you take while being scoped is going to rock you around a bit, and it's just going to get worse with every passing shot that hits you until you're dead, most likely, or until you run away and gain your health back and reset that little non-visible timer that they've got on it. Unflinching, decrease the efficiency of the perk by 25% to 15% reduction. So people with unflinching, if you see somebody with unflinching on their weapon and they literally do not flinch at all, they should be. They really should be, especially with flinch being taken from 25% or whatever, 30% to 50, and then unflinching being decreased from 25% down to 15. There should be nobody who is literally just taking damage and not flinching at all. That should not be happening anymore. Alright, now on to the exotic weapons. We have some things that are going to be irritating a lot of people. Biggest one, universal remote. Exotic perk range bonus reduced by 75%. The exotic perk has been reduced by 75%. That is a huge amount. It is no longer a point and shoot from hand cannon range shotgun anymore. Not that it actually was that long distance. I have one. I normally don't use it primarily because it's not that special. In all honesty, I haven't actually been able to do a lot of things that I see people do or what people do to me. I don't know how they do it. Never figured it out. Aiming down sights, it does increase the range, but it's not that dramatic. I've never seen that dramatic of a change in it. So I don't know how people do what they do with that gun. I am not really that upset with it. I'm actually kind of glad. That means maybe they won't be able to shoot me at a range that I shouldn't be able to be killed from, even with an exotic shotgun. I mean, it is still longer of a range than most shotguns. I think it should be, but it has been decreased by 75%, which means, you know, it still gives you that bonus 25% range, but, or whatever percentage. It was knocked down by 75%, so 25% of what you had is still there, so there is a bonus to it. It's just not as drastic. Also, increase the rate of fire for universal remote, decrease damage as a secondary effect, so it does not do as much damage, but you can fire it faster. Trade-off, there's always going to be a trade-off. Nobody should really be that mad with it. Fabian strategy, kills with weapon now automatically load a portion of the magazine, which is nice. Increase base range by 16%, increase stability by 44%, which is dumb. That is dumb. It's awesome, but it's dumb. But remember, it does have... It's not really that high of an impact of an auto rifle. I mean, take a look at it. Jax, shut up, phone. I mean, if you look at it, impact, not very high. It's got decent range. It's got decent stability. As you can see, they've already changed the perk in-game. Front lines increase handing stability, rate of fire when enemies are close. Kills automatically reload a portion of the magazine. This is a PvE weapon. It is not a PvP weapon. This weapon was not designed for PvP. It is a PvE weapon. Kills both this weapon while critically wounded at the start to regenerating health. This is a PvE weapon. It is for hordes. It is for lots of enemies. That's the whole premise. I mean, and it comes with crowd control, which is even more broken now because it reloads the magazine. So I mean, think about it. Before, this gun was a little broken for PvE. Now it's going to be really PvP or PvE broken because it basically reloads your magazine with kills. You can have a chance to heal yourself when critically wounded when killing, and it also does bonus damage when you're killing things. So you basically reload with the kills. You heal yourself when you're low with the kills. You do more damage with the kills. It's just, it is a kind of a broken, it has become a little bit more of a broken gun. Honestly, I would take this now, because Flared Magwell reloads this weapon even faster, but the thing is, with the perk, this one, not going to have to reload that often, so I would take that, honestly. Gives you a longer range. Or, take the agility. You know, I mean, this one isn't really that big of a deal now. There are, you know, the CBQ ballistics gives it more stability, but it doesn't have as much range. I mean, that would be a good trade-off. Anyway, something like that gives you more stability, more range. Reload's not really a factor with this weapon, as you can see with the new perks and whatnot. Class items can now accept shaders, which is awesome. Except for, I mean, as you can tell, except for the exotics. And some of these, like this one doesn't change either. See? No change with that one, and no change with the Mark of the Witness either. Doesn't change. What did change, Mark of the Old Challenge, did. So now that one takes your shader. Wolfswood Mark, I'm pretty sure takes your shader. Yeah, takes your shader. See, okay, so some of them changed, some of them didn't. So, activities have been updated a little bit. Public events, for one. First, daily public event gold completion. That is getting the 3 stars on a public event. Not hard. We all know how to do those. Unless you're brand new to the game. If you're brand new to the game, look at public events. They're a fun thing to do when you're on patrol. Look for them, do them, especially now. With the first daily public event gold completion, you get one legendary engram. Once level 40, and upgrade engram before that. So if you're leveling up your characters, that's a good way to get new gear. 15 destination materials, 15 legendary marks, 5 motes of light, a very low chance of an exotic shard, but you can still get one, 4,000 experience bonus for core, subclass, and gear, and also 25 Vanguard reputation. Repeated gold public events give you 200 glimmer, chance of 2 to 5 destination materials, chance of 1 to 2 motes of light, 1.5 thousand experience points green, blue engram, and 25 Vanguard reputation. Quests, quest menus have been changed and renamed to Progress. Record books have been moved from the materials on the inventory menu to their own location in the Progress menu. Boop. As you can see, right over here, they've changed it. Quests are still in the same spot. Bounties and reputation have been swapped. And the record books are now over here instead of in your menu. Crucible general legendary engrams have been removed from the Crucible PGCR, so Crucible legendary weapons will drop significantly more often. You'll get more Crucible weapons and less engrams. Kind of cool. Free Sterling Treasure from the weekly Crucible and Postmaster will be discontinued. Sterling Treasure is still available from the Prison of Elders and Eververse, but you're not going to get one just from logging in, and you're not getting one from the weekly Crucible anymore. Gotta go to PoE. Another thing that they've changed was right over here. You can snap the party app right there. You can see your friends still in the same list. Clan, it's unavailable, but that's just a current thing. Another sort of things that have changed, if you go here, you can now see the Plague Lands is out here. You can see what's going on there. Nothing really new. Fellwinter Peaks here, obviously. Go out to the Reef. They do have 2 new nodes that have not been filled in yet. Don't know what that's bringing, but it's bringing something, which would be kind of cool. Nothing new has changed there. If I'm mistaken, nothing's changed on the Moon. Reef you've already looked at. Venus, nothing really has changed here. Crucible. Going into the Crucible, you've got your classics down here. You've got Taken King is still here. And then more Taken King, Taken King, Taken King. But as you can see in the background, this is now Rise of Iron. No longer Taken King background. Kind of interesting. Vanguard strikes have changed. Now we've got an empty one here. Those are the Taken War heroics now, not just heroic strikes. You've got the Taken War strike playlist, which are the easy ones, and the Vanguard Legacy are still the level 20 strikes. I'm assuming these are going to be the Rise of Iron ones. Ooh, that is... You are ugly. Look at that guy. Look at that. That is... Ooh, you're ugly. That is a Cabal. A Cabal. Alright. Mars. Nothing's really changed on Mars either. So that is practically all the changes that have occurred in Destiny recently. So, thank you all for watching. Also, if you go... Well, really quickly, if you go to the tower, look around, see if anything new has changed that I missed. There might be some other stuff down there. I think they've put a couple of shaders in the kiosk that you can look at. I think there's 4 that you can look at. Kind of cool. Some of them not so cool. Kind of like the Taken Chalice. Looks pretty nice. It's white. Like it. Silverish background. I mean, it's interesting. Go look at them. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. That's the end of this video. I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.